So we're making bibim pop. So pop means rice. Pop is rice. And when Korean people say, hey, have you had pop? That means, hey, have you eaten? Pop just equals to a meal in Korea. That's synonym. We eat so much rice every meal. So when we say, hey, have you had pop? It means, hey, have you had dinner? Have you had breakfast? So depending on what time you ask. If they ask you, have you had pop? That means whatever is relevant to that time. So if I ask you, have you had pop? It would be, hey, have you had lunch? So pop means rice or meal. Bibim, the first part of the dish, bibimbap. Bibim simply means to mix or mixed. So bibimbap is a mixed rice. So it's a mix of all these, let me show you, all these ingredients. And Korean cooking is all about the harmony, the look of it, the taste of it. It's about green, it's about the orange, it's about the brown, it's about the yellow and the white of the egg. It's gonna look beautiful. I'm gonna put it in this bowl. So I don't like to use beef or chicken stock for that.
She soaks shiitake mushrooms in water and then uses that water for her rice.
This is going to be hard for you to see. But I have my broth in there from mushroom water. And really listen to your rice package. Back of it, it tells you, okay, use 1 rice, 1.5 water. Listen to that, because we all have different kinds of rice. I have like a sushi rice, so it's fattier, it takes less water, but more time to cook. So I eyeball everything. So listen to your rice package. Just do what it says. I cook my rice on the stovetop mostly. A lot of Korean people like really sticky, fatty rice, but I like borderline undercooked rice. So we're gonna start. Usually it takes less than 20 minutes to cook rice. Once it starts boiling, you're gonna turn it down to very low. So right now I have it on high, and I have this clear hot lid that you can tell when it starts boiling. I'm gonna set my timer. It depends on what kind of rice, but my rice is gonna cook for about 15 minutes on low after it starts boiling. But if it's like a jasmine rice, balsamati rice, they take like 12 minutes to cook. And of course it depends on how much rice you have. So next thing I'm gonna do while the rice is cooking is marinating your protein. So I have beef. You can use pork, chicken. So rice is cooking. It's about to start boiling. So I'm gonna get my protein. I get this very thinly shaved cab-shaped steak. It says from Schnucks. It's very good for bibimbap. If you have, is anybody cooking with me right now? Maybe not. But if you have a thick cut of meat, I would slice it thinly so it'll marinate well. And where am I gonna put this? So, in a bowl, my rice is boiling, you guys. Maybe 20 more seconds. You need soy sauce. You always need soy sauce. If you have soy sauce in the gochujang that I called in the recipe, you can do 80% of Korean cooking. Soy sauce and gochujang. I'm gonna turn my heat down. I'm gonna set my timer so that it will forget. So, soy sauce is used in almost everything. I'm gonna put some soy sauce. I'm trying to measure so I can tell you. So this is about 1/4 cup of soy sauce, less than a 1/4 cup. Not just about 1/4 cup. We'll measure accordingly. And soy sauce, by the way, you guys, this is basically how you make bulgogi. Bulgogi is one of the most famous, popular Korean dish. So bulgogi is part of bibimbap. So you're learning how to marinate bulgogi. So now I'm kind of cutting the little ends of the garlic. So I have 3 cloves here. 3, but I am known for being heavy-handed on my garlic. I don't think I'm wrong. Oh, this is gonna be loud, sorry. Smash it down. And just gonna chop it. Doesn't have to be super, super fine. You can use the minced garlic from the store. Or if you have a garlic smasher, you're a smart person. So, I'm gonna put 3 cloves of garlic or soy sauce. I think that's a lot of garlic. So you have garlic with soy sauce. And next, you always balance the salty with sweet in Korean food. So I'm gonna use some honey. You can use sugar. You can use other type of sweet things you have. You can use like a mango jelly or whatever you have. I have a relative in Canada who has honey business, so I have a gigantic tub of honey. So I'm using like this much honey. This is probably like less than a tablespoon. Maybe you can use a tablespoon. And you know what? As you go, you taste it. If you need more, you put more. So that's how my mom cooks. That's how I cook too. So right now you have soy sauce, you have honey, garlic. This is already good on its own. If you make your beef or whatever with this, it's gonna be delicious already. I'm gonna taste it. I could use probably a little more honey, but just do with that. What else goes in here? Garlic. Oh, if you have like a green onion or onions, use the white part of green onion, or you can just use onion. This makes the sauce better. It's not a must, but if you have green onion, use the white part. We always use the white part for cooking. We use the green part for garnishing. Just remember, it has to look good. So if you can find this little shaved beef, let me show you the label. This is good. This is a cab shaved steak. It's a schnucks. If they don't have it, they should be able to slice it for you at their deli section. This is what I'm gonna use. This is what bulgogi really is made with, thinly sliced beef. But if you don't have this, just use semi-fatty beef. Beef is, I think, is the most streamlined meat for this. But really, any kind of protein. If you're a vegetarian and you're braising like tofu, I would fry the tofu first with oil and kind of overcook the tofu. You can't really overcook the tofu, but like make it really firm and then sauce it up with the bulgogi, with the soy sauce dressing. Some marinating. What else can go in there? So, sesame oil. I'm gonna put like a hint. Not even a hint. Because sesame oil is very overpowering. And you don't need a lot of it. Like half a teaspoon would give it such a presence. It'll be like here. And you don't need much more than that. And I'm gonna use the whole, maybe not whole package. I'm gonna use like this, maybe 300 grams. I don't know what that is. Wow, like this much. It's gonna marinate. Wow, I'm doing so good on time. My rice still has 7.5 minutes to go. But it's not really needing a lot of marinade. It's just really making sure that every piece of meat is going to be flavorful. I'm going to put this aside. The rest of the meat away. I wanted to show you shiitake mushroom. By the way, I shop at Global Foods, Jay's, International on Grand, Pan Asia and Bowen. Pan Asia more than any other places these days. It's humongous. It has everything. And this is shiitake mushroom. Sometimes you can find dried. That's when you can use really good mushroom water as you hydrate them. So we don't ever stem mushrooms. We eat them whole. You can marinate with the same sauce we just made for these. Shiitake mushrooms are really meaty. They're a little bit chewy. They look like meat. See it? Yeah, it's very meaty mushroom. So I'm gonna just put it in there too. It's not gonna get too much sauce because it was an afterthought. I forgot that I had mushroom. But we're gonna make a sauce to bind it all together. It's gonna be okay. But just know that you can use the same marinade. Mushroom soaks up, so you don't need too much salt. Okay. 1 carrot, actually. 1 really big carrot. Peel it. So, since we're gonna put it together in a bowl and make it all look nice, I'm gonna be mindful of how long I'm cutting my vegetables. Like this is probably 2 to 3 inches, like 7 centimeters. And I'm gonna just slice that. I'm gonna julienne them. Like, I'll show you. Sometimes I don't make some too many layers. That's very composting. So, this is what it looks like. Right here. I have 2 cameras, so it's very. So it's thin. I think you can buy these like this. Store. So I'm gonna quickly stir fry it. How much do you need? You must ask. How much ever you want. in a bowl. Like if you think this is like my one, little fist. It's kind of measuring pasta. If you like carrots, put more carrots. If you don't put it at all. So I have a cucumber. Cucumber is green. It's gonna look very nice next to my carrot. You can cut them the same way as this, but it's not gonna be as crunchy. So I think I'm gonna just cut the end up. Just thinly. I'm gonna brine it. See, I have them like points. I have little points here. Put them in a bowl. I'm gonna pickle them. Not really pickle because I don't like vinegar. Put them in a bowl. Now I'm gonna salt them. That's what I mean by brining. So once they get salty, they get all sad. They get no power. In Korean, we call that no breath, which is kind of scary. You call your cucumber as no breath, but we're basically killing the cucumber right now. So, how much salt? If you eat it right now, it'll be salty. So it's not covered in salt. You are basically sprinkling salt all over your cucumber. So I used the whole little cucumber, and I probably used about 2 teaspoons of salt. And as you can hear, my rice just went off. Look at my rice. It looks a little bit shiny. And I'm gonna turn the heat off. So after you cook the rice on the heat, I cooked mine for 15. You may be cooking it for 10 to 12. Don't open the lid. You're gonna be tempted. But it's still cooking in the steam. So do not uncover. You're gonna be patient and let it cover for 5 to 10 minutes. Basically, just forget about it. It's not gonna do something horrible if you not open it, unless you're leaving it for hours. So I'm gonna give it 10 minutes. 5 minutes should do it if you're cooking jasmine rice. But my rice is fattier, thicker. So I'm gonna give it 10 minutes. And then I'm gonna stir it. So now I have my cucumbers, coins, in salty mix. So now I have meat. I cut carrots. I have cucumber. So maybe we cook something. I'm gonna start the fire. I'm gonna cook. So there's 2 ways of cooking for bibimbap. Cooking the vegetables, You can either stir fry them, or you can boil them. You're not gonna want to boil the cucumbers. Carrots, maybe. It's kind of like frying almost in water, but you really do it quickly. But I'm gonna stir fry them. Veggie oil. Fresh oil. So I'm gonna cook my carrots. I put them on a nice plate for always season salt. Just sprinkle. And if you know how to use chopsticks, it's the best cooking tool ever. I always use chopsticks. So you just quickly just fry them just until they're not like just raw. But if you like raw carrots, I don't. You don't even have to cook it. It's thinly sliced. You don't have to cook it, but I'm just gonna give it a quick. You know, it's for the look, I think, now that I think about it. It's shinier. It's real. So now I have carrots. My cucumbers are gonna go next to my plate once they're gonna be. What else should we cook? Make the sauce. Let's make the sauce. So we're on cooked veggies. Briny cucumber is basically cooking your veggie. Make the sauce. I asked for gochujang in the recipe. I don't know if Schnucks has it. They might. But if you weren't able to find it, don't worry about it. You can use sriracha, chili paste. I wouldn't use like the wing hot sauce. That's too acidic. You can even not use any gochujang if you don't want any spicy. You can just season with more salt and soy sauce. You can make sure your food is dressed. They are seasoned. But gochujang adds nice spiciness. So we're gonna make some gochujang. Ooh. With the rest of meat I have, like a little bit. What a great idea that is. Ground beef. But since I already have this package open and I haven't used it all, mix it up. So it looks like beef. This is not something we do at home. This is what they do at the restaurant. So at home, you can just use language stuff. We're going all fancy here. This is what gochujang looks like. It's really red. It's basically a chili paste. So it's very spicy. If you don't like spicy, you can skip. So I have probably like 2 tablespoons of minced meat. I'm gonna do about the same. I'm gonna fry it in oil. Oil, sauce. And like I said in the beginning, it's all about balancing something, like everything out. Like this is very spicy. We need some sweetness. So I'm gonna add some honey to this. Some right now, frying some spicy gochujang with meat, probably on medium heat. Don't put same ratio of honey. That's gonna ruin. That's gonna be too sweet. I'm gonna do 2 teaspoons. Make that too much. See? The consistency of your sauce should be saucy. It shouldn't be too thick. It should be just tiny bit runny, so you can almost drizzle. It's not gonna be like liquidy. because gochujang's pretty thick paste. Wooden spoon is another favorite things to cook with. Okay, since your meat is minced or ground, it's not gonna take too long, and gochujang doesn't need cooking. We're just giving it more flavor. Meat does need cooking. Some though. Squeeze a little bit of it. Very good. Please. A little bowl. You know, you're basically getting really close to finishing it. So, my cucumber that I killed is very sad. It's flimsy. So that's a good thing. Mix, so I'm gonna rinse it in water. You're regularly just washing it. You don't want salt on cucumber. So you're just rinsing it out. Put it in water. Drain it, and then arrange it. Okay, so drain the water out. Looks like this. Put it next to my carrots. Let's cook the meat. Well, I'm gonna stir. Right. Very steamy. Cooked. So, if you want to salt your rice, but I just don't do whatever my mom never said. So no. So you have to stir it after it's been cooked, because otherwise it's gonna get all clumpy. I'm gonna cook my meat. Sauce. Saucy. I'm gonna cook my meat that we marinated. Oh, and I forgot I marinated mushroom in it. My thought on brown rice. I'm not super fond of it, but that is healthier. Brown rice just need more time and water. Again, listen to your package. If it says I cook for 20 minutes, cook for 20 minutes. It generally needs more water and more cook time. You don't know that. Okay, then mushroom. That doesn't really need much cooking. And I cooked it in my gochujang sauce pan. Meat now. There's still smell like little pork, kind of like teriyaki. It doesn't take very long. It's just beef, and it's very thin sliced. And the last thing we do is frying up the egg. Put it on top. Make it a still pepper. It smells really good. I mean, soy sauce and garlic. And alright. Cooking, I'm gonna transport. Alright. Look how shiny this is. The mushroom water always gives this nice shine. That's really nice flavor. So we're gonna put don't know. That's like a cup and a half of cooked rice. So that's gonna be our base. And as you can already see, you have 3 different colors already. Your meat. I'm gonna put it all on top and mix it together with the spicy sauce. And if you do end up making it, you should definitely send us a photo. You should make it. So I think my beef is all brown. A little bit juicy. Let's get a little bit of juice. And if it's salty. So we're gonna mix it with rice, so it's okay. So if you like make this, and at a certain point you think you kind of messed up, it's all about what it tastes when it's mixed together. So just kind of fix what you can, but you got this.
Bomi, did you fry the mushrooms earlier?
Did.
Okay.
I quickly did. I'm gonna cook the eggs. Oh, we're basically done. I didn't use everything that I thought I would, like eggplant, because it's purple and pretty. I have some greens, but I think we have enough colors going on. So now I'm gonna just fry up eggs. So again, it depends how you like your eggs cooked, but for bibimbap, you usually make sunny side. I like my egg cooked a little bit longer. And if you're really fancy, you separate eggs, egg whites and egg yolks. And then cook them separately. So one's white, one's yellow, but no, it's too hard. So cook my eggs. I just want to cook one. So this pan's gonna be sticky, I guarantee. And you know what? I'm just making it for the phone. Okay. So, does anybody have a question?
You just said the pan's going to be sticky. It reminded me, can you kind of give an idea of how many pans you're using for the recipe?
Right now I have 2 pans used and 1 pot burned, right?
Okay.
So just cook what's gonna be clean first. You know, like stir frying carrots. It's not gonna make the pan all dirty or saucy. But you can still use that pan for cooking the meat. So don't cook the meat first. Cook the veggies first.
I also noticed, Bomi, and I don't know if this is just your preference, but that you didn't saute the vegetables all at the same time.
No, so at home, it's really up to you. You can. But since we're trying to make it pretty, I did separate them. I cooked the carrots, then I cooked mushrooms. And the sad, cucumber was never cooked. It was just rind. Or whenever they cook them.
So that's for presentation then? You're going to kind of keep the colors clumped together or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but generally you wouldn't fry cucumbers anyway, right? So it's just different components. So my eggs are all done. I'm really sticky. So my rice, I'm gonna use chopsticks, but you can use your fingers or other cooking tools. I'm gonna start putting them really nicely. So it's pretty. So I'm gonna put my carrots first, then the little cucumbers next. So in the cucumber, you can use some other sauce too, like chili pepper to give it other more flavors, but I didn't put meat there. I'll show you once I'm done assembling. My mouth is watering. So, putting that there. Okay, going on Instagram, you guys. Carrots, mushrooms. So right now, switch. You can see this. Yeah. I'm gonna put my egg on top.
We couldn't really see it with that camera.
I will show you again. So. So, can you see this? We're about to put the sauce in. So hold on. This is, yeah, we eat a lot of eggs. We steam eggs, we fry eggs. That's it. That's bibimbap. So, I have to show you.
Did you just add the sauce to the side?
Yes. Yeah, on top, at the end. And ideally, I would have liked to put it around the egg to make it pretty, but there's bibimbap.
Looks great. It looks terrific, Bomi.
You can do it, and you mix it all up at the end. You mix it up, and voila. Bon appetit. Thank you for joining us. We hope to do more events in StL101, bring that back to you. Maybe virtually for a while, but we'll come back. Let us know if there's anything you would like to see. Share your photos if you end up making bibimbap. Now you know, bibim means mix and bap means rice.